Before we start, viewer discretion is strongly advised. This video is meant for educational and entertainment purposes only. I've been tracking Mr. Combs and his enterprise for over 2 decades. That wasn't TMZ. That wasn't a podcast. That was a federal agent testifying in court, holding a black folder dropping the name Barack Obama. Yep. Mr. Hope and Change allegedly tied to secret meetings, party protection, and presidential-level immunity for Diddy. And then, boom, a photo. Obama, Diddy, Al Sharpton, private estate, no press. This trial didn't just spill tea, it spilled state secrets. You thought this was a music scandal? No, baby. This is a full-blown Netflix-level political thriller with bottle service. Picture this. A federal courtroom, dead silent. No TikTok filters, no PR teams, just an ex-FBI agent dropping receipts like it's a diss track, and the first name out of his mouth? Barack freaking Obama. Yes, the man who gave us Yes We Can, thanks Obama, and that iconic tan suit, now allegedly tied to a scandal so messy, it makes surviving R. Kelly look like a Hallmark movie. Let's rewind, just a little, because this ain't your average tabloid bait. This started with Diddy on trial and ended with the United States government low-key looking like it's been ghostwriting Black Mirror episodes. Enter Special Agent Redacted Trademark. Real name hidden, but trust. This man walked in like he had the entire season finale on a flash drive. He takes the stand, opens a black folder, and says, verbatim, "I've been tracking Mr. Combs and his enterprise for over 2 decades. 20 years. That's longer than half your faves have even been relevant." Then, boom, he says the words, yes, he named Barack Obama. Cue the entire courtroom gasping like someone just spoiled Game of Thrones, and Agent Redacted is just getting started. He drops a 2005 photo. Diddy plus Senator Obama at a fundraiser. Cute, right? Wrong. Because the next one, a secret, no press allowed, invite-only DC meeting with a fake name on the guest list and a folder full of alleged evidence. The agent says Diddy was leaking info to campaign operatives, trading intel for influence like it's Survivor Deep State Edition. The defense screams, objection. But baby, the prosecution is built different. They came with travel logs, email metadata, and a memo that name-drops Diddy as a cultural liaison. Who knew your fave mogul was allegedly the plug between SoundCloud and state secrets? Just when you think it can't get any wilder. Bam! The CIA enters the chat. Agent Redacted drops a classified memo titled, Entertainment Assets, High-Risk Targets. Oh, we're in that era. According to the document, Diddy wasn't recruited, but he was useful, like a celebrity Swiss Army knife for behavioral data, party infiltration, and keeping tabs on people too rich to Google. And apparently, the agency was vibing with it. They didn't stop him. They didn't question the yacht parties. They just watched the mess unfold while eating popcorn at Langley. Then the kicker. Mr. Combs had the president's number. As in, he allegedly could pick up the phone and shut down a DHS alert on his private jet, and donated $500,000 to a PAC within 48 hours. I'm sorry, what? But you want the real horror movie? That came when the agent wheeled in a fireproof briefcase containing a 94-page blackmail dossier codenamed Project Ghost Room. Yeah, that's the kind of name you give to a Marvel villain or a haunted Dropbox folder. Inside, hard drives, Polaroids, flight manifests, surveillance, secretly recorded conversations in Diddy's clubs from 2004 to 2019. Everyone was in it. Executives, rappers, former White House aides. Even Britney's conservatorship circle allegedly had receipts. Each photo had a caption, leverage, hush, verify use. Imagine being blackmailed by a man who made Making the Band. The trial's final boss fight? A transcript from a 2015 wiretap. We flipped 5 precincts blue last cycle. If I go down, some of y'all are coming with me. Diddy, allegedly not your average campaign slogan. The implications? Diddy wasn't just rich. He wasn't just connected. He allegedly weaponized celebrity culture to influence elections, gain immunity, and keep the elite on a leash. At this point, the courtroom didn't just gasp. They stopped blinking. One juror audibly whispered, Jesus Christ. And same. Let's be for real. If even half of this is true, we're not talking about a hip-hop scandal anymore. We're talking presidential ties, covert surveillance, A-listers caught on candid camera in rooms they didn't know were recording, donations allegedly tied to silence a potential pipeline of immunity that ran through record labels and Washington, D.C. This isn't tea. This is the whole kettle getting launched into the void. The second Agent Redacted dropped the quote, "Mr. Combs had the president's number." Twitter exploded, like World War III in meme format. Here's Obama Diddy leaks hit trending in under 8 minutes. One user said, so Diddy was allegedly running a side quest in the White House and nobody noticed? Another added, if this was an HBO show, I'd say it's too unrealistic. And then it got worse. Screenshots of Diddy and Obama at past events started circulating with the speed of a TikTok cheating scandal. Every handshake, every side-eye, every blurry pic from a 2008 brunch was suddenly evidence. Someone zoomed in on a photo and captioned, "That's not a dap. That's a pact." Instagram conspiracy reels? Oh, baby. Voiceovers were like, "Notice how Diddy stands slightly to the left. Classic shadow government behavior. Now look at the hand. No, look at it." Suddenly, your mom's friend from church was talking about MK Ultra and the cultural liaison pipeline. Meanwhile, back at Bad Boy HQ, full panic button. Diddy's legal team did the PR equivalent of a fire drill during a hurricane in stilettos. First, they released a statement saying, Mr. Combs denies all allegations. He has never participated in nor benefited from any political interference or unlawful surveillance activities. Translation: our client swears he's just rich, not Illuminati rich. But the internet said, nah. Because 24 hours later, TMZ leaked that 3 of Diddy's former security staff were no longer reachable. One of them allegedly fled to Dubai. Another deleted all their socials and vanished like they knew too much. And the third was seen in a neck brace giving an anonymous interview to an underground podcast from a location that looked suspiciously like a panic room. Meanwhile, celebs who once shouted, take that," were suddenly real quiet. Not a peep from the usual brother love defenders. Not even a spiritual tweet. You know it's bad when the inspirational quotes stop. Now let's talk 44. Barack Obama, Mr. Cool, Calm, Collected. His team went into ghost mode. No comment, no denial, no clapback, just silence. Which, TBH, is either a power move or a PR team that's currently screaming into throw pillows. But the streets were watching, and Twitter was not buying it. If it's fake, why not just say it? Obama saying nothing is scarier than Diddy saying anything. I love Obama, but if this goes deeper... And then, Michelle posted a workout pic. Like nothing happened, and the comments were instantly, "Ma'am, is this code? Blink twice if you're okay. You better not have been at the ghost room." If you listened closely, you could hear PR interns crying into green juices. Diddy's name became so toxic, companies were pulling his music off playlists just to avoid the "what do you know" comments. A luxury vodka brand allegedly paused their partnership within 36 hours. A Netflix doc about the music industry suddenly went from coming soon to this content is currently unavailable. TikTokers made a whole trend out of it. If you were in the ghost room, say nothing, and then just stared at the camera in dead silence. One celebrity stylist posted a blurry club pic from 2016 and wrote, "I just remembered this night. Pray for me." His account was deleted 3 hours later. And then, the conspiracy TikTok girlies showed up like the Powerpuff Girls of paranoia. Side parts? Check. Unblinking eye contact? Check. Nail tapping on camera while explaining MK Ultra 2.0? Check. Suddenly, people were connecting Diddy to the Super Bowl blackout, the Britney conservatorship Epstein's flight logs, and somehow, the Titan submarine one TikTok had 4 million views and a caption that read, "Diddy was the decoy. The real story? The ghost room tapes? Look at the moon phases. Wake up." Yes, the moon was involved. Don't ask. So what happens when the man who gave us Bad Boy for life is suddenly the alleged kingpin of a political blackmail industrial complex? Simple. Everyone freaks out. Let's be honest. Hollywood was not ready for Diddy to turn from mogul to alleged mafia informant with a CIA-light side hustle. And when Project Ghost Room hit the internet like a deleted WikiLeaks folder with paparazzi credits, every studio executive aged 10 years, instantly. Talent agencies scrambled to scrub contracts. Streaming platforms started evaluating historical content. Translation: They're hunting for tapes. Because if Diddy's house had 30 hidden surveillance cameras, whose homes did he party in? Suddenly, anyone who had ever said, "let's shoot after the after party," was nervously Googling legal definition of implied consent. Netflix allegedly fast-tracked 4 new docuseries in 48 hours. Power and Privilege, The Diddy Files, The Ghost Room, Surveillance, Secrets and Celebs, Behind the Beats, Dark Secrets of Hip Hop, and the banger, Obama, Diddy and the Donors, How Deep Does It Go? Still pending legal clearance. Duh. Music industry. Panic in 808 beats per minute. Meanwhile, the music industry was sprinting to create distance. Bad Boy's remaining artists pulled music. One former producer dropped a video titled, "Here's How I Quit the Label in 2013, and survived." Jay-Z's team allegedly went DEFCON 5, trying to keep his name out of trending hashtags. Because here's the dark truth, this wasn't just one man's empire, it was a whole ecosystem. Distribution, radio play, sync deals, Grammy voters, political fundraisers, all allegedly plugged into the machine. And now, people are fleeing that machine like it's giving out subpoenas with every beat drop. An anonymous exec told Rolling Stone, "If you think this ends with Diddy, you've never been to one of those yacht parties. We all knew, we just didn't say." Chill out. Now, let's talk about the TikTok sleuths, 4chan archivists, and Twitter PhDs in MKUltra studies. They're thriving because every day brings a new theory that somehow feels just believable enough to make you side-eye your iPhone camera. Some top hitters. Diddy's empire was a front for a blackmail cabal using the music industry as bait. Ghost room tapes are still out there, and someone is using them. Diddy's surveillance ops were modeled after Cold War spy tactics. But make it Versace, the Obama-Diddy link, just one thread in a bigger web that includes Beyoncé, TriStar, and 2 now-defunct think tanks. Yes, they tried to rope Beyoncé into it. The Hive shut that down quick. And then there's this TikTok that went viral. Every major scandal has a scapegoat. Diddy is loud, flashy, easy to pin. But who taught him? Who trained him? Who protected him? Follow the money. Follow the flight logs. Follow the silence. That soundbite now has 6.4 million plays and counting. While social media was collapsing into memes and spreadsheets, the Department of Justice was sweating. Because if any of this is proven true, it means a man with CIA-tier blackmail folders, ties to political insiders, and an alleged history of trafficking, extortion, and bribery was protected, ignored, or enabled by the actual federal government. Not once, not twice, but for over 20 years. 2 decades of, whoops, we lost the file. 2 decades of, we can't comment on an ongoing investigation. And then they had the nerve to act shocked when the fire reached the White House gates. One former FBI agent turned whistleblower told Vice, "We had a saying in the Bureau, if it's Diddy, drop it. If it's Diddy's people, duck." Hello? A full internal review is allegedly underway. 3 agents were reassigned, and 1 DC law firm mysteriously shut its doors overnight. Coincidence? TikTok says no. Here's the thing. Diddy being taken down, that's not just a fall from grace. That's a fallout event. Because it's not about his music. It's about what he allegedly represented, the connector between entertainment, political donations, surveillance and silence leverage, favors, and immunity. And if he goes down, the system that protected him goes with him. And that system has names, numbers, and a lot more to lose than a record deal. So, what did we learn? That Sean Diddy Combs allegedly ran the music industry, the blackmail industry, and the, let me call the White House real quick industry, at the same time, that America's coolest president might have had his number saved as "don't answer after 2 a.m.", that the CIA might have looked at a yacht party full of celebrities and cartel affiliates and said, interesting data collection opportunity? Like this was a tech pilot? That the ghost room was real? That there were folders labeled BL priority and photos with keywords like leverage and hush? And most importantly, that nothing in Hollywood is just for fun. Not the parties, not the charity dinners, not even the matching suits at the DNC. Because somewhere behind the velvet rope, somebody was filming, somebody was flipping precincts, and somebody was cashing checks with your faves' names on the memo line. This wasn't just a scandal. This was an expose on power itself. And when that power goes unchecked for decades, it starts to look like a remix of real life and reality TV. Except this time, there's no next episode. Just questions. How deep did it go? Who else was in the ghost room? And who's next to suddenly retire and move to a country with no extradition treaty? If you're still breathing after that, subscribe, because we are just getting started. And trust, if that folder ever leaks, we're doing a live breakdown in pajamas and rage. Subscribe if you need therapy after that tea. Let's keep exposing.